Welcome to the Fishbowl Radio, everybody. My name is Chief, and with me, as always, is Mike Honcho here, and we are proud to bring you our College Football Week 11 preview here of 2016. And Mike, it's been a really interesting week of college football last week.
Yeah, it has been. Definitely has been.
What do you think about Washington being number 4 now?
I think it's all overdue, especially since the team that was at number 4 lost to a team that is not even ranked anymore in Mississippi State.
Yep.
I knew it all along that Texas A&M just belonged at number 4 spot, maybe number 5, but they come out number 4.
Man, I love those parody, like those sports talk parodies that they do, like, this is not Texas A&M radio or whatever. If you ever get a chance to listen to them, they are absolutely hilarious. I absolutely recommend it. They're great. Plenty of interesting games coming up this week. We have LSU and Arkansas, Mississippi State and Alabama, Auburn and Georgia should be a good one. Oklahoma State and Texas Tech. So, USC and Washington should be another good one. Only two top 25, like two matchups in the top 25, and I got a lot of feedback for some weird reason. Okay. Okay, so, Mike, what is your opinion on the Raging Cajun video that got released today of the Raging Cajun football team talking about, like, saying the F-bomb dropping in the Donald Trump song?
Well, I mean, I haven't really watched the video to really see it all. I'm just reading what people are putting and hearing what people are putting. I mean, it's whatever they want to do. They could do it. I mean, they just don't need to be like recording that stuff and sharing it. I mean, that's something that need to stay. I mean, it's kind of going against the university and all that. You got to understand that when you're a college football player, you represent a university, so you try to keep the image in good shape. So, do it, but don't let all the media know about it.
Well, there was a problem, and this needs to be addressed here. Me and Mike are students of UL Lafayette, and okay, I am disappointed in what happened with the football team, how they perpetrated and everything else, and now what we can do now, we just have to look at what happened. I think this is going to hurt attendance, because if you are literally saying, like, Louisiana is a red state, it is a Republican state, and if you go around screaming F Trump like they did, there's going to be some backlash because of that, because you realize that you're in a Republican state. Lafayette's a really Republican city because of the oil field. That's kind of the big reason why. And once you have that going, it just kind of hurts you, It hurts the team. It hurts everybody else around you, So we'll see what happens with that situation there. It's going to be an interesting one to see how the Arkansas State attendance for that game is going to be, because I think a lot of people were really upset about it, which, I mean, they deserve to be. I mean, a lot of people should be about it, because if you're supporting a university, you kind of don't want stuff to get political with it, which unfortunately it did, but that's the way it's going. But UL kept their bowl chances alive with their win against Georgia Southern. So now surprise, I really thought they were going to lose to Georgia Southern. Even though Georgia Southern not the team they were like 2 years ago, or even last year, but it's going to be an interesting one. They got Georgia, then Arkansas State, then UL Monroe. They have to win 2 out of 3. It's going to be really interesting to see if they can pull it off. Do I think they will? Probably not, but we will see. We need consistency from a football team before you can make any adjustment on a football team. Now that we got that out of the way, let's start talking about the top 25 matchups this week in college football. And the first game we're going to talk about, Mike, is real simple. I think you'll like this game here. I mean, why you wouldn't like this game, I have no reason why. But California versus number 23 Washington State.
Give me the Cougars to win this, man. see the Apple Bowl to see how that game's going to turn out. Even Washington State.
That's going to be a real fun game to watch. I think I agree with you. I think Washington State's going to win this game here. Cal hasn't been doing that well in the Pac-12. They are 2-4 in the Pac-12 so far this year. I think Washington State's got what it takes to win this game. Give me the Cougars to win it here because that the big old Apple Bowl, we like to call it, it's going to be a real fun one to see between those two teams. All right, moving our way up the list to number 22. I think it's 22. Boise State versus Hawaii. Mike, who you got in that game?
I got Boise State winning this one. I think they'll probably win every game this season for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Hawaii isn't all that great this year, so.
Boise State's a really good team this year. They only got one loss in their record so far this year, but it probably doomed them in if they had any playoff hopes left, if anything there. But Brett Ripon and company, they've been doing a really good job this year. Jerry McNichols, been good for Boise State. So give me the Broncos of Boise State to pick up the win this weekend over Hawaii. All right, a very fun game, I think, coming up here. This one should be fun if you're a casual fan. I recommend tuning into this game here. Let's see. We move up from 21 already played on Tuesday. What you thought about Western Michigan and Kent State, Mike?
I knew Western Michigan was going to win. I think Western Michigan is a surprise team to a lot of people. Ever since last year, I believe they're ready to break through, and they've broken through. They're winning games. They haven't lost yet. I don't think they'll lose again this year.
Okay, we're going to kind of recap some of the games they've already played since we kind of in this conversation about it already. Number 17, North Carolina and Duke. What do you thought about that win for Duke?
It's a big win for Duke. It's definitely one of the bigger rivalries in all of sports, even in basketball. Football is also extremely big rival. I watched actually some of it last night, and it was a good game. Duke, I'm glad they won. Not the biggest fans of North Carolina, but it was a good game.
Okay, what do you think about Utah and Arizona State? Utah's a big win.
Who won that one?
Utah, 49-26.
Oh, okay, well that don't surprise me the least bit. I would be lying if I told you I watched the game any. Utah is a really good team this year. They only lost a couple of games this year. Arizona State really isn't anything that great this year. So it really don't surprise me to see that they won.
Okay, all right. Now we're going to catch back up with the board here. Minnesota versus number 19, Nebraska. Who you got, Mike?
Give me Nebraska. I got the Cornhuskers winning this one.
I think it's going to
be a little close.
I think it's going to be a field goal. I think it's actually be a field goal game. Vegas got it at 6.5, but I think it's going to be lower than that. I think Tommy Armstrong and them is going to kind of struggle against the Minnesota defense. Minnesota's got the same record as Nebraska has. They're 7-2. Nebraska's 7-2. Then the Cornhuskers better be wary of this Minnesota team. So give me Nebraska to pick up the win, but I think it's going to be really closer than a lot of people think it's going to be. So I say a field goal between the two teams should make the difference in this ball game. I think it can honestly swing either way between these two teams because they're very well, they know each other a good bit and stuff like that. That kind of, because once you've been in the conference for a little while, you start picking up on people's trends and stuff. So, but I think Nebraska's going to pick up the win though by a field goal. All right, Boston College versus number 18, Florida State. Mike?
Give me Florida State. Still don't know where they're at, but give me Florida State winning this one.
I got Florida State winning this game. DeAndre Francois has been a pretty good quarterback for them this year. They're going to go through a rough slate. They got a freshman quarterback, and they're 6-3. But, I mean, you expect Florida State to be in this contention for a college football playoff spot because you've been thinking about them the whole entire time because you're like, look, this team's been really good here. They won national championship in 2013, and you think they're going to come in there and be, competitive. But every program's kind of got like a little dip in the sail, unless you're Alabama, which, I mean, they just keep winning games, getting in the playoff, because they got like number one recruiting classes every single year. But back to Florida State, they're taking a dip this year. We will see if they're going to climb out of it next year or not, but we will see, Mike. You think it's a little blimp on the map for Florida State, Mike?
Yeah, I think so.
I think the program's in good hands with Jimbo Fisher, though. I don't think he's leaving for LSU either, even though some people still say he's leaving for LSU. Don't think it's going to happen. He's got, like, literally, it wouldn't make sense for Jimbo Fisher to move to LSU anyway, because why would you want to go fight a tougher conference anyway? You know, you kind of got an easier path to the college football playoff, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it works. Number 16, West Virginia versus Texas.
I'm actually going to be really interested in watching this game. I got West Virginia win this one, though. Texas might surprise me like they did a couple weeks ago. I got West Virginia winning this one, though.
Man, Texas is one of those teams that is kind of grab you. You know, you don't know what you're going to get with them. They're 5-4, 3-3 in the Big 12 so far this year. It's one of those games that is kind of like, do you pull the upset and call for Texas? Even though Texas is actually favored by Vegas to win by 2 points. So West Virginia is technically the underdog in this game. And they're playing in Austin. I'm going to go West Virginia, though. I think they'll get the job done. Skylar Howard's been having a good year for West Virginia. We'll see if we better pick it up where he left off. So give me West Virginia to win over Texas this week. Kind of surprised that they would put Texas over West Virginia, though. What you think about that, Mike?
Well, no, I was thinking the same thing. I don't know why. I mean, West Virginia lost, I think, the last 2 games, but I mean, Texas is so consistent you can't even really pick them.
Like, you don't know what team you're gonna get. You're kind of playing with some hot money. I call it like that. But anyway, if you're gonna
like a team here in Lafayette, don't know what you're gonna get some weeks.
Yeah, exactly. Georgia Tech versus number 14, Virginia Tech.
Give me Virginia Tech to win this.
I got Virginia Tech winning. Yeah, I'll go with you too. What were you gonna say, Mike?
Well, I thought about saying Georgia Tech, but
yeah,
no.
I don't think they're gonna win this. I got Virginia Tech. Gerard Evans been pretty good for him, so give me the Tech of Virginia to win this. Number 13 coming up on our list here. Got a lot of different games this week. Very slew. I'm surprised how so many games played on Thursday. They had a lot of Thursday games. Let's see. So, Mike, what was your impression of the UL Lafayette and Georgia Southern game?
I was just really surprised at what UL team showed up. I mean, they actually had a good team last night. Of course, they almost lost. Looking at the score, I actually fell asleep during the game. And when I woke up to see what the score was, I'm like, wow, how is that even possible? What happened? I mean, if that UL team played like that against a couple teams this year, they would have had a much better year.
Yeah.
The offense was just clicking last night. I don't know, but I think you all may have found a quarterback they need to try to focus more on.
Dion Ray?
Yeah, I think they need to try to maybe start working with him and kind of just say, hey, Jennings, it's kind of time, buddy.
Yeah. Texas Tech versus number 13, Oklahoma State.
Give me Oklahoma State. I think it's going to be a shootout, but give me Oklahoma State.
Every Big 12 game is a shootout. What you talking about, Mike? Give me Oklahoma State. I think they're going to win this game here. It's going to be a very good game. Patrick Mahomes for Texas Tech's been having a good year. You know, we're almost getting close to 4,000 yards passing on the year, 31 touchdowns. But which defense will stop who first is going to win this game. So give me Oklahoma State to win this game. Let's see. Number 12 here on the list. Colorado versus Arizona. Mike?
Give me Colorado. I still like them as a good team in the Pac-12 this year.
Colorado's been really impressive this year. Some teams were like, well, I know some fans were like, is Colorado really going to be that good this year? And they have definitely answered the call this year. I'm kind of happy that Colorado's actually having a good year, you know? They usually don't have success like this.
Well, me too. I mean, I was down them a lot of even being in the Pac-12 for football. I mean, they would just get trampled on each and every week. And now they're starting to prove me wrong. So I mean, hey,
Hey, what do we know, right?
yeah, exactly. That's why we're where we are in other places.
Yeah, give me Colorado to win this game, or on South Park they call it Colorado. Yeah, Colorado's gonna win this game here. Colorado. All right, Baylor versus number 11 Oklahoma, Mike.
Baylor with the upset.
Baylor with the upset. Okay. I'm gonna disagree with you there. I think Oklahoma's gonna win this game. Baker Mayfield's gonna have too good of a game against his Baylor defense for them to actually win this game here. Oklahoma's undefeated in the Big 12, but give me Oklahoma over Baylor. Number 10. Number 10, if I could ever find it. I never understood why ESPN put their thing. They put it according to time, which is kind of strange. I thought they would put it like, by games, by like numbers. So it just kind of sucks that I have to be like, look, there it is. And be like, yeah, there's 10. And I go up like 1 or 2 times and it's like, oh, it's not there. So kind of sucks, but yeah. All right, Penn State versus Indiana.
Yeah, Penn State. I'm actually going to be watching this game too. I got Penn State winning this one. It's going to be a good game.
It will be a good game. Indiana's kind of surprising a little bit of people this year, even though their record doesn't show it. But they had a really close games this year. Indiana, they're 5-4, 3-3 in the Big Ten this year, and you keep expecting them to pull off like a win. Like they barely lost to Wake Forest. They almost beat Nebraska. They had a couple of close games that you could flip it, and they'd be like, if you flip like the close wins like on these 7 points, they would literally be right now 7-2 on the year. So yeah, that's kind of what's going on right now. So, but give me, it's gonna be a tough one. Indiana's a really good team, but I don't think I'm gonna see. I think Penn State will win this though. Don't see them pulling it off. Number 9, Auburn versus Georgia.
Another good game. I got Auburn winning this one though. Auburn's really surprised me this year. They started off the year thinking that Gus Malzahn, I can't pronounce his name right, was going to get fired this year, and apparently now he's coaching really, really good, and now they're winning, so I got Auburn winning this one.
Like I say, winning cures everything in college football. If you're winning, then everybody forgives you for everything else you did, right?
Oh, yeah.
Give me Auburn winning this game. I don't think Georgia's going to be able to handle it. Georgia will probably get bowl eligible next week when they play UL.
Not a problem. We'll get bowl eligible next week.
All right, up to number 8. Ole Miss versus Texas A&M.
Give me Texas A&M. Ole Miss just lost their quarterback Chad Kelly for the rest of the year.
Yep.
Torn ACL. I got Texas A&M win this one.
Yeah, Chad Kelly went down with an injury, and that unfortunately for him, But Ole Miss is kind of in a bad place right now. They're 4-5. Looking at their schedule, I don't know if they're going to get bowl eligible here, but let's see. They have A&M. They got Mississippi State, I know, but Mississippi State's kind of starting to peak up a little bit, Vanderbilt, they'll probably will beat Vanderbilt, but let's see. They'll get 4-6, I think, after this week, and then they have to win 2 games. Mississippi State's definitely not a give-me game. But I think Mississippi State can. It will be a good one. So give me Texas A&M to pick up the win over Ole Miss for this week. All right. Now, since we're done with the Texas A&M game, we move on to number 7. And number 7 this week is Illinois versus Wisconsin, Mike.
Wisconsin Badgers, Illinois, they're not even all that relevant this year.
Nope.
Disappointed in their season they're having. Wisconsin. Wisconsin.
I got Wisconsin winning this game too. Don't think Illinois is going to have enough on. Like you said, they've been having a very disappointing year. I agree with that. Give me Wisconsin Badgers to win this game here. All right, Wake Forest versus number 6 Louisville.
Give me Louisville. I mean, I'm not going to pick against them. I haven't picked against them yet this year, I don't think. I got Louisville winning this one.
I got Louisville winning this game. It's going to be a really tough one. Well, not really a tough one, but Louisville's favored by 35 points. You don't bet it against a team that's favored by 35 points, so give me Louisville. Unless you're like a diehard fan, then you got to go support your team no matter what. But Louisville for the win. Number 5, Ohio State versus Maryland.
Give me the Ohio State University.
I got Ohio State winning this game too. Maryland's not going to have a chance in this football game. But anyway, Mike, does Ohio State get in the college football playoff?
No. I already told you what team from the Big Ten is getting in the playoffs.
All right. I feel like
I predicted it early in the year, and I think I'd have to go back and listen to the episode, but I think as of now, my predictions are looking pretty good right now.
I think Michigan's going to get in for sure, but I mean they are in the top 4 already. I think they will probably beat them.
I had Michigan in there for sure, and I had Alabama in there for sure. I just don't remember who my other 2 teams were. And if I'm not mistaken, I may have had Clemson.
I think I had Louisville in there. Which I'm looking
good. Clemson, I just couldn't tell you who the 4th team would be.
Number 20 USC versus. Wait, never mind. That's we can't do that one yet. Gotta starve the waiting. All right, I see Michigan. That will be the next one on our list because Michigan is number 3. Since we got to skip number 4 because they're playing USC number 4. If you don't know who number 4 is, then well, stay tuned and find out. But anyway, number 3 Michigan versus Iowa.
Give me Michigan. It's probably going to be a real good game. It might not be that close towards the end, but at the beginning, Iowa I think is going to play them extremely hard. But I got Michigan pulling this one off.
Michigan on the road this weekend. I think they will pick up the win, though. Give me Michigan over Iowa. Number 2, Clemson versus Pittsburgh. Clemson at home.
Give me Clemson to win this one.
I got Clemson winning this one too. Deshaun Watson, his senior year, just having a great year. Let's see if he can pick up the win here against Pittsburgh, which I think he will. Let's see. Pittsburgh. I got Clemson. Mississippi State versus number 1 Alabama.
Mississippi State brought upset last week in Texas A&M, and I wasn't predicting it, and I don't think a lot of people were. I don't think they're going to pull off against Alabama. If so, then wow. Give me Alabama to win this one.
I got Alabama winning this one after their very big win against LSU last week. Yeah, give me the Crimson Tide of Alabama to win this. All right, now we get down to our 2 big games of the week. The one that's some people are watching, I think this will be a really interesting game. Number 24, LSU versus number 25, Arkansas. Mike?
LSU kind of proved me a little bit wrong last week. I did predict them to lose by 2 touchdowns. They lost by 10 points. So I guess I missed that part. But LSU played a real good game last week against Alabama. It was the closest game I think Bama had this whole year. I think they're going to pull off the win against Arkansas, but it's going to be a really, really good game, I believe. Give me LSU, but not by much.
Every time these 2 teams play each other, it is always a drag-out fight to the end. It always is. The last time I remember, like, any one of these 2 teams destroying the other one had to be, I mean, last year wasn't the best example, but 2011, LSU just tore Arkansas up. But, LSU, here's the thing with Alabama and LSU. You knew it was going to be a big game. You play extra hard because it's Alabama. It's the number 1 team. You want to give them the best shot that you could possibly give at somebody, because they're the best. They're the standard. They're the benchmark for you to try to achieve. I think that after such a hard fought losing performance against Alabama, I think this is gonna be a letdown week for LSU, and I think that Arkansas is going to upset LSU, which it ain't a big upset. According to Vegas, it's a 7-point LSU win, but I think Arkansas is going to beat LSU because they're going to be at home, and this rivalry's just always been close, really. Give me Arkansas. All right. The game of the week, number 20, USC versus number 4, Washington. Mike?
Give me Washington. It's going to be a really, really good game. I'm going to be watching it. I got Washington winning this one, though. They're my favorites right now to win the Pac-12, so I can't pick against them.
Yeah, right now, Washington's the team I'm bandwagoning on right now for the Pac-12. I think Washington will win this game over USC. Don't see where USC is going to stop them. Jake Browning's having a marvelous year, throwing for 34 touchdowns this year. Very good job by Jake Browning and the Washington Huskies this year. They got a big game coming up on their schedule against Washington State, like we alluded to earlier in the show. So it should be very interesting to see how both these teams play each other. It's going to be a fun one, in my opinion. So we'll see what happens during that week. All right, Mike, any NFL games you would like to talk about this week?
No, not really.
Saints play the Broncos.
Yeah. I mean, the Saints are on a good little winning streak, and I'm surprised by that. But I mean,
I hope they will beat the Broncos. They seem to play to the level of their competition. It's like, oh, they're a really good team. Let's play really well and beat this team, you know?
Yeah.
All right. I think that will about sum it up here on the Fishbowl Radio here. Thank you all for tuning in to our Friday episode here. It should be a very interesting college football weekend. I'm glad y'all could tune in. So we'll see what happens out there. You can like us on Facebook, the Fishbowl Radio. Give us a like there. You can follow us on Twitter at Fishbowl Nation. It'll be really interesting if y'all did. And if you want to watch our videos on YouTube, every episode of the Fishbowl Radio is available on YouTube. If you just search the Fishbowl Radio, it should come up on YouTube. And give us a click and a listen. So thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And thank you all for tuning in. Any last thoughts, Mike?
No, I think he said it all.
All right. You have a great and wonderful weekend, everybody. Stay safe.